Hi everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Heather Lindsey and I am so excited about today's video. Today is all about why I went vegan, the transition. Now this is nothing new. I've been vegan, kind of vegetarian for about 6 years now, but I get so many questions about it, so I figured I should shoot a video about it. I wish I just took you guys into my kitchen because I literally pulled out everything. But I first wanted to give a disclaimer. I am not getting paid for this, okay? I'm gonna be sharing tons of products and things that I paid for and stuff that I use. You might be watching and thinking, this is an ad. This is not an ad. I simply wanna help people that want to go vegan or wanna go vegetarian and they just need some help along the way. So over the next few weeks or months, I'm gonna start just sharing my journey more with you guys. So, if you wanna jump on board, then hey, if you just wanna find out more information, then great. But let's go ahead and get started. I want to first start out with why I became a vegan vegetarian. First, let me tell you the difference. A vegan is a person that eats no dairy or animal products. So no animal products, no meat, no fish, no cheese, nothing that came from an animal whatsoever. That person's vegan. Now, a vegetarian is a person that does not eat meat whatsoever, but they do eat dairy products, eggs, cheese, milk, etc. Now, a pescatarian is a person that eats fish and then plant-based products. And then my husband used to be a flexitarian and he just ate whatever he wanted. So those are kind of the examples. Now, why I decided to go vegan. So I remember 6 years ago, I've been vegan vegetarian, but 6 years ago, I did the raw food diet. I felt like I needed a detox. I was sick and tired of feeling sluggish after I ate food. I was tired of just not having energy. I was tired of having like that food baby, y'all know, like that little food baby that you have. I was tired of being bloated every time after I ate or getting the itis. And I just felt like food's supposed to fuel me, but I feel exhausted all the time. So what I decided to do was I just went cold turkey. I went from steaks to the raw food diet the next day. And so what I did was I just did some research on the raw food diet. I just looked it up and I said, okay, what am I going to eat, etc. So with the raw food diet, I went 30 days of just eating food that was totally raw. Nothing was cooked. Now I seasoned it and all that stuff, but it was completely raw. And it was tough and it was hard, but I needed to train my taste buds. Sometimes we think we can just jump into it. It doesn't work for a day or two. No, it actually takes about 21 days to train your taste buds. So I had to retrain my thinking on how I thought about food. After the 30 days, I went and I had a piece of salmon because I thought there's no way I can commit to this. I cannot commit to this lifestyle of being vegan vegetarian. Like there's no way. I travel, it's gonna be way too hard. So I tried to eat a piece of salmon and then I felt it digesting in my body and I literally went to sleep. Like I ate it and fell asleep and I hated the way I felt. And then at that moment I wanted to get rid of it. And I'm like, I wish my body would hurry up and digest it. So long story short, I just decided to commit to it. And I just felt like when I'm on the road and I'm traveling, I'm gonna have to just figure this out. And mind you, we were just starting our ministry, and we didn't have a whole lot of money. So you might be thinking, Heather, I can't afford it, I'm a student. So what I used to do is, I still do this, is I go to farmers markets. You go to farmers markets and you get affordable fruits and vegetables. I even have, and I can show you in another clip, but I have a little a herb garden right in my kitchen. So when I need something, you just plant it one time. When I need something, I go and I clip it off and I put it in my food. You can be creative. Most times we just make excuses and we go to McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I came for your Chick-fil-A. And we just eat whatever we want. And then we look up and we've been planting years of seeds in our heart in our body of fried chicken, pork chops, all this stuff. And you wonder why you're exhausted, you're tired, you're overweight, and you feel like you can't do what God has called you to do. You're dealing with diabetes and you're giving yourself insulin shots. Now, I do recommend a couple things because I'm not like a nutritionist. This is just, I'm an everyday person that was tired of my body feeling a certain way. I used to have really bad heartburn. I'd get ulcers from stress and just food. So I really like What the Health. It's really great on Netflix. And then also I like Forks Over Knives. And I encourage you to, after you finish watching this, to go watch those because it's more in depth than what I can do in a YouTube video. So I just want to go ahead and jump into it and show you guys pretty much a few things. I know the expense thing was big for people. Farmers markets, like I said, are huge. Plus, you're spending less on meat. Coupon, get creative. And also, when you're shopping in the grocery aisles, think shop on the outside aisles. The inside aisles are processed foods. The outside aisles are your produce, your fruits, your veggies, etc. So I recommend jumping right into it. Some of you guys are like, well, I need to prepare. No, you don't. You got to retrain your taste buds. So I just want to jump in and show you guys a few of my favorite go-to meals. Now, I always, for meal prepping is important to me. I'm a mother, I have 2 kids, and I'm a wife. So if I don't meal prep, then I'm in trouble. So here you see a big bowl of quinoa. And what I do throughout the week is I get my rice cooker that I bought at Target. I think I bought it for like $30. And I'm gonna show it to you guys. Here's my rice cooker. I bought it for $30 at Target. Kind of wet, I just cleaned it. But what I do is I put I put a few cups of my veggie stock right here. I put it in and I put my quinoa in and I just turn it on. And it cooks quick rice, brown rice, white rice, oatmeal, etc. So, you know, you can just put it on white rice or brown rice, but I stick it in there and you just let it work and it tastes so good. It's so delicious. So what I do is meal prep. That's important. So I might meal prep some sticky Thai rice, some brown rice, some quinoa, and different things. So meal prepping has been important to me because meal prepping helps me to not give in to just eating unhealthy things or grabbing some vegan food that's not healthy. Now, some of you guys might feel like, all right, Heather, I tried the vegan thing, but I ate too many carbs. And you can, absolutely, because what happens is you just go and grab bread and you try to fill up on bread, even vegan bread. And I found vegan bread, y'all. Right here, it's so good. It's Rudy's white hamburger buns. It's vegan, but you can't fill up on this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is not good. This is great for barbecues. This is great if you want to eat a vegan burger every now and then, but this is not something you want to constantly eat 24/7. So going back to and mind you, I'm trying to stuff a whole lot into just one video. I'm probably going to end up doing more videos, and I will, but here I have butternut squash. It's another thing. You cut it up in the beginning of the week. You roast it. So throughout the week, you can grab it and you can incorporate it in your foods. Another thing I like to do, in which I've already ate most of my onions and green peppers, but these are another staple. So the quinoa, butternut squash, I always do green peppers and red peppers, and I just cut them up. And I also do onions as well, and I just grab them and I'll put it in my food. One of my go-to meals that I love is I'll mix quinoa, some butternut squash, or some sweet potato, onions, and I saute some of these, some onions, green peppers. I like to saute a lot of my veggies in lemon garlic sauce. Now, I got this at Whole Foods. I think it's also at Publix and a couple other places. I think that seasoning your veggies is key with sauces. Not all sauces, because you don't want to kill all your food, guys. Some of you guys are going vegan, but you're killing all your food because you're overcooking everything. I try to make sure I at least have 1 to 2 raw meals a day. This could mean a green smoothie in the morning. Now, I'll get to that in a second, but I like to season with lemon garlic, and another one is Worcestershire sauce. Yes, guys, it tastes so good, especially when you make lasagna, some vegan lasagna. Now, in the morning, I like to make green smoothies. Yay! So I got this at Amazon. I don't remember the name of it, but there's I think I bought 5 at once. But it's perfect because I can just put it in here and grab it on the go. Now, you might be asking, Heather, what blenders do you use when you make your smoothies? I like the Vitamix. Here's my Vitamix. I've had it for probably 7 years now or 6 years now. Now, Vitamix are expensive. They range between $300 to $400. Now, I didn't jump in and grab this right away. My husband was not having that. He's like, that blender is too expensive. So we had, I think, a Breville or something before. But the key is, if you don't have the Vitamix and you have another blender, make sure you always blend your greens first. So say you're making a green smoothie and it's got spinach and a bunch of veggie and a bunch of fruits. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna blend your spinach and your coconut water, or whatever your liquid is. Whether it's your almond milk, I like to use coconut water in my smoothies because it tastes so good to me. I don't like to put almond milk in my smoothies. I know some people do, but I believe that almonds are a part of proteins, and I don't think that they should be mixed in with your fruits, because I feel like proteins and fruits make you kind of bloated when you mix them together. So I try to keep those separate. Now, I mix the coconut water, your coconut water with your spinach. You blend this first thing in the morning. And again, this is if you have a cheaper blender. And then you put your fruits in and you blend those second. If you blend it second in the same exact mix, then you'll find that it's smoother and you might like it a lot better. Now, I touched on almond milk. Now, I like to only have almond milk with when I'm doing like a dessert. And I throw out, to me, when it comes to like your digestive system, I always try to keep things separate because I don't want to miscombine. Meaning if you eat a piece of fish and you eat a starch, you're going to find that you get real bloated after you eat, or you get tired because your body's trying to digest it. It's really fighting to digest it. Now, I personally believe that my milks, I try not to mix them with fruits much. That's why I don't. Now, every now and then I do. I don't have laws or rules to all this stuff, but every now and then this would be considered a cheat for me. I would do almond milk, and I really like Ripple, but you have to be careful and looking at the back of the ingredients. Now, this has organic cane sugar in it. Now, I know some of the other versions don't, but again, this is a cheat for me, so this is like a dessert. So I really like the vanilla almond milk, and it also has 8 grams of protein in it, but I mix it with some fruits. Now, sometimes I have frozen fruits that I just grab. I try to stay away from like frozen fruits unless I freeze them myself, but there's times that I do it. Again, I don't have a law, and if you're just getting started and you're feeling like, gosh, this is too much, I just want my smoothies to be easier, then buy the frozen ones. Don't beat yourself up about it and do what works best for you. So this is the almond milk I would recommend. Now, I make my own almond milk, and I have a video on it on my YouTube channel about that as well. Now, I also have a lot of recipes in my book, A Perfect Recipe, and I also have an app called Heather and Cornelius Lindsey where I have about 50 vegan, vegetarian recipes for you guys to check out. Now, some of you guys might, again, eat lots of bread or eat lots of pastas. Now, you have to be careful when you're going shopping. You have so many options when it comes to your pastas. So here we have regular lasagna, this is just wheat lasagna, and then we have the gluten-free rice pasta. So if you see these two, I would choose the rice lasagna over the bottom one because it's gluten-free, and this one's made with brown rice, so it's going to be a little lighter on your stomach, and it's not going to be as heavy. Now, another option, and it's so cool because I have watched the ingredient, I've watched more stores and more people come up with more ideas for vegetarians. This is chickpea spaghetti. So you'll find there's spinach spaghetti. There's so many options out there for you. You don't have to just run to the white section. I try to stay away from white foods as much as I possibly can because they're super processed and it's just not good for you. And you'll find yourself as a vegan gaining weight because guess what? You're not eating vegetables. You're a vegan, but you don't eat anything raw. You don't eat your spinach. You don't eat your kale. And you might be saying, Heather, how do I get protein? Spinach, kale, leafy veggies have high amounts of protein. Beans, asparagus, all of those have tons of protein in them. My husband works out a lot, so I pulled something. Wait, where is it? I pulled some. Oh, here it is. It's Vega protein smoothie. So my husband puts this in his smoothies every single day, and this is before he works out at the gym. So again, this is a Vega protein smoothie, and this is for those of you that like work out hardcore, and you're like, I need something when I work out. Now, I want to show you also that I juice. Now, I didn't bring my juicer in here, but I have an Omega, I think it's 450 VRT that I bought at Macy's years ago. I got these from, I think, Crate and Barrel. But what I do in the beginning of the week, again, is I juice. Now, juice will last 2.5 days. So, and I've tested that many times. So 2.5 days is your juice is going to last. So what I do is every couple days, I juice. Same with your smoothies. You can freeze it and come back, but it's always best to eat juice first. Drink your juice first, fresh. But smoothies last, again, smoothies last about 3 days. So you can prep on that as well. Another go-to that I love is kale chips. Oh my gosh. And then I go back and I use this. The thing about kale is moody. You got to take the kale and you got to massage the kale with this stuff, y'all. It's so good. You massage it and then you put some Himalayan salt on there, and it's so good. And I put a little bit of garlic and a little bit of lemon pepper. Those are some of your staples you want to have as a vegan. pink Himalayan salt, and I like the crushed one where you got to do it yourself. I don't have it here, but I use lots of pink Himalayan salt. Not lots, but enough to season it nicely. Turmeric, garlic powder is great. What are the other ones that I go to? And lemon pepper is really good. So I put all of that on one of these, on the kale, and I rip it apart with my hands after I clean it. And then what I do is I drizzle this on it, I massage it, and then I put it in the stove at 350 for about 10 minutes or so. And it's so delicious, and it's really crispy, but you just have to keep an eye on it. All right. So another option that I go and run to when I'm eating is I love like Mexican food, and I love these. These are almond flour, grain-free tortillas. They're so good. Corn tortillas are also good too. Most of this stuff was purchased at Whole Foods or Sprouts. But these are so good. I just recently came across these, and they're amazing. So what I do is I'll take my quinoa, or I'll grab some rice. I might make my own little salsa, or I find one that's vegan, because some salsa might have some milk in it. You'd be surprised. So I'll take this, and what I do is I always season my tortillas. Some of you guys might just take this and bite it and be like, this is nasty. It's gonna be nasty. So what I do is I take this in a pan, I put a little bit of vegan butter, and I grab my vegan butter here. I like Earth Balance. I take my vegan butter, or I use coconut oil too, that's good. But I take it, and then I season this tortilla with like some Italian seasoning, or a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic powder. And what I do is I flip it a couple times so it's nice and it's crisp. And so I'll take that, and then after that I'll put some rice. I'll put my different veggies that I've already sauteed in it, and then I put a couple other things. Now sometimes, like I said, I always like raw food, so I always try to incorporate some type of raw fruit into it. Then I'll add an avocado. Now I know avocado is fruit, and you might be thinking, why are you miscombining? But hey, I love my avocado, and I feel like I know it's packed with omegas, and it's a good fat, and that's what I love about it. So I put that on my my little burrito that I make, and it's so delicious and so good. So that's another thing that I make. Breakfast options. Sorry if I feel like I'm going everywhere. I feel like there's so much I want to tell you, so I hope you're writing all of this down. Breakfast options, especially for kids. Now, I like this to go. Now, sometimes I make my own, but sometimes I'm busy and I'm on the run. So I found this at Whole Foods, and I looked on the back, and some of their brands have milk in them, so you have to be careful. So I looked on the back of this one, and there was no milk in it, and it's gluten-free pancake and waffle mix. So what we do is we use this, and we use almond milk in it, not that almond milk, we'll use like unsweetened, and we'll put some blueberries or some strawberries in it, and mix it up, and then we pour it on and we give it to the kids. Also, the kids drink smoothies too in the morning. In addition to the pancakes, I also like to cut up some sweet potatoes, and this is a Chinese sweet potato, and I like red potatoes, and I cut them up, and I also cut up some shiitake mushrooms, some onions, some what else do I do? Onions and green peppers really small, and I saute it first, set it to the side, and then I cut this up. Some people like to boil theirs first, but I feel like sometimes when I boil it, it makes them soggy when I saute it. So I like to leave the skin on. I just make sure I clean it really good, cut it up, and just saute it on the stove for about 15 minutes. And that's another option that the kids always eat. I try to stay away from cereal in the morning for the kids, and even eggs, because again, cereal's packed with so much sugar, and if I'm trying to go the route of being vegan, then that's just not gonna work. So another option is I like to give the kids fruit smoothies in the morning. So again, sometimes I put almond milk in theirs. I don't make a law against this thing, and if you're confused about miscombining, Google it. You can research it. I'm trying to keep this video like below 30 minutes, so I'm gonna be doing other parts. Now, other meal options that I like. Now, I make my famous tacos, which are amazing. I'm putting them on my app, the Heather and Cornelius Lindsey app. But what I put in my, sorry for turning my back to you guys, but I like to put these chips in my tacos, or in my nachos, and I like to use Beyond Meat. Now, this is a pea protein meat. I stay away from soy because I believe it affects your hormones. But Beyond Meat is delicious. You can get it at Target, you can get it at Whole Foods. But what I do is I'll saute the Beyond Beef in some like taco seasoning or something. And then I grab my quinoa that's already pre-cooked and ready. And I grab my veggies and stuff that are already pre-cooked. I saute the veggies maybe for like a minute or so. And sometimes I don't saute them at all. I just put them on, you know, my big pan. I put it all in a pan and I layer it. You might be thinking, Heather, what about cheese? And I think cheese was a big thing for me because I love my cheese. But I found this vegan valley. And what I like to do is I like to layer my nachos with this. The thing is, it's $8.99 at Whole Foods. Now, I have made my own nacho cheese sauce. Now, this is made with filtered water, raw cashews, other nuts, lemon juice, and you can see it because I showed you guys it. Nutritional yeast, sea salt, garlic, and onion. Now, the thing is, you can make your own. I've made my own before, but every now and then you can splurge and you can get this one. But I'll take that, I put my quinoa. All right, so I have Taylor down here because this is the joys of being a mom. Come here, what's wrong? Oh, you need help? You want Daddy? Yeah. Okay, Daddy's at the gym. But Daddy's coming back, okay? The joys. But this is a great hearty meal. And then on top, after I layer everything, I throw it in the stove at 350 for about 10-15 minutes. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot one thing. I also put some more cheese on it. What's wrong, baby? It's not working? So Taylor is digging into rosemary and sea salt almond flour crackers. They're delicious and they're totally vegan. And I got them at Whole Foods here. So when I make my tacos, I like to layer them. So when I say layer them, I'll put like half of this into a clear pan. And then I'll put the quinoa, the sauteed mushrooms, onions. Then I put some of this vegan valley. And then I get some Drea. Now, I don't like Drea shredded cheese. I like the Drea smoked Gouda cheese. And I like Go Veggies cheese better than Drea. I know Drea, I might be saying it wrong, but I like to use the Go Veggie a little bit better. So I'll layer it with both. And I put this on pizzas whenever I want cheese, plus a little bit of nutritional yeast. I layer it all, I let it cook, and then after I let it cook, I'll put some peach and pineapple salsa on it and some cut up avocados. So that's like another meal you can think of. Another meal option. My husband's obsessed with these. These are plant-based Beyond Burgers. Same company, same pea protein. I try to stay away from processed stuff as much as possible. I personally don't like these because they taste like meat. And if you are struggling with this meat thing, then this might be great for you because these taste like real burgers. It kind of scared me. I had to like double check the ingredients to make sure there was no meat in there. But my husband loves them. Other things that I like to eat with. Now, you might be watching and thinking, I crave meat, Heather, when I'm trying to go into this vegan lifestyle. If you're craving meat, it probably is because you are low on iron. Now, I'm going to share with you guys the vitamins that I take, and I've done videos on this, I think, and then the vitamins that kids use. Whenever I'm low on iron, and I use this my entire pregnancy, blood builders, you guys, this stuff is amazing. Okay, so my regular vitamins that I take is I take a prenatal. You might be saying, Heather, are you pregnant? No, I'm not pregnant. But if you are married and there's a chance you could get pregnant, it's important that you catch that baby early on and make sure the baby has what it needs. Also, make sure you're taking your probiotics. Probiotics are vital. They help build up your immune system. If you're dealing with a lot of allergies and stuff, you got to make sure you're taking your probiotics. And I like raw probiotics. And then I take a prenatal DHA. Again, if you are pregnant, if there's a chance you could get pregnant, you want to make sure you're taking those vitamins. Now, for the kids, I like Intrakids. Intrakids is great because, and you can do your research on it, but I am absolutely in love with it. Logan never gets sick. Taylor never gets sick. It's an all-in-one dietary supplement. It's so good, so delicious. It's a little pricey, Don't be nervous. I think it's about $80. But it's so good, and I've not found anything else more organic and more healthy for the kids that are not packed with things that they don't need. I'm trying to think if I covered pretty much everything I wanted to cover this one. I do want to give you some tips for if you have children. Again, that was a breakfast idea. For lunch, the kids really like Rudy's, and Rudy's is another brand that's typically vegan, but this is vegan honey wheat, whole wheat. So what it is it's no high fructose corn syrup. It's dairy-free, non-GMO, and Logan loves cashew butter and jelly sandwiches. So I'll make that. I'll make some kale chips with it. He loves spaghetti. Now, the thing about spaghetti you have to be careful about is not all spaghetti sauce is created equal. You can make your own, but if you're a busy mom and you're on the go and you just don't have time, or you live in the dorms, so this is an example of a don't. This actually has milk in it. So if you're vegan, then you would not want to purchase something like this. You want to make sure you're checking the back to see what is in it, and you're avoiding things that are not good. So this has egg, milk products in it. So if you're going to purchase it, you need to check the back to make sure it does not have any egg in it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Always have your fruits and veggies on hand. I want to share one of my favorite go-to snacks. I love these chia pods. You can always make your own. It's vanilla bean, and it's pretty much chia seeds, which are excellent for your digestion, coconut milk, vanilla bean, and cinnamon. I'm gonna just continue to do more videos on this because I could go on forever and ever with ideas and different tips. This has just popped in my head. You could always, do like a lettuce wrap, and you can pack it with quinoa. So if you feel like you're not getting full enough, then always pack it with quinoa. Quinoa is a complete protein. Yes, baby. Oh, see, Taylor's obsessed with these. So she saw me with it. This is like her favorite snack too. We probably fight over this a little bit. Here. All right, go ahead. Eat. Come here. Okay, so, oops, you okay, baby? Something else I forgot to mention, food processors are your friend. I make a lot of my veggie burgers with food processors. So what I do is I put everything in it and it'll chop it up really nice. I found this one at like Amazon or Target, but just type in food processors. Most food processors are created the same. Just check out the reviews and see which one works best for you and your household. So again, I hope this helped. I feel like I still didn't cover everything as much as I want to, so I'll come back and revisit it. And where's my phone? Oh, she's got my phone. But I had questions on my Instagram page. But if you have more questions, feel free to post it below and I can address it in another video. You might be feeling like, how do you have the willpower to do it? To me, I understand that meat and dairy products and those different things can cause big problems down the line. What I'm eating is either contributing to my health or it's damaging my health. And it's important for me as a believer that I'm actually here to do what God has called me to do. Some of y'all might be depressed right now in your life and you're like, I'm depressed, I don't feel good. Let me just smash this whole box of donuts and cookies. The thing is, those sugars and stuff are making you feel down and depressed, and it's adding to that. Instead, food is supposed to fuel you to do what God has called you to do on this earth. It's the fried chicken, the pork, all those different things, guys, are going to hinder you and plant bad seeds. Then you're going to look up and be like, why are my arteries blocked? Why don't I feel good about myself? Why am I overweight? Why can't I travel the world and preach like God told me I was supposed to? Because you're in the hospital, you're hooked up to IVs. You can't do that. Yes, baby. You want mommy? Okay. Another thing is that I've learned is that my children, she just came from outside, so don't mind her. She was playing around in the water. My children are going to eat what I put in front of them. You might be feeling like your children aren't eating your food, or if you're having a hard time. You got to retrain their taste buds. If you've been letting them eat whatever they want, if you don't buy it, it won't be in your house. And I've learned when my kids are hungry enough, they gonna eat. Now, Taylor loves yogurt, like loves yogurt. And I made a mistake of giving her dairy yogurt at first, but I've switched her over to coconut milk. And when she first tried it, she said, oh, this is nasty. But guess what? This is all This is the only option she has. So now she loves it, and she eats it, and it's the coconut milk. So I just challenge you just to try. I mean, maybe just go on a challenge where you do 30 days of vegetarian or 30 days vegan, whatever you feel like you should do. Go ahead and do it. And I believe that God will meet us there if that's our conviction. You might think like, well, is this like religious, Heather? Is this like a religious? No, I have a conviction to eat healthy. Yes, baby. You want a banana? Okay. So Taylor wants banana. But the thing is this, I love that example. She just pointed to what she wanted. And if you have a whole table filled with sugars and unhealthy food and Doritos and chips and all that other stuff, guess what? That's what your kid is gonna want. That's what you're gonna want. That's what your husband's gonna want. So I refuse to buy certain things. They're just not allowed in my house. They're not allowed in, when people, like somebody came over for a barbecue the other day, give it to mommy, and they brought Krispy Kreme. I was like, who brought this in the house? Aaron's laughing. It better not be you. I'm just kidding. Exactly. Have you ever seen Krispy Kremes in the house? You know what I'm saying? And so Aaron knows, like, I don't keep stuff like that up in my house. And I do that because I don't want my kids packed up on sugar. I want my kids to be focused to do what God has called them to do too. And I want them to be healthy and strong. So bananas are probably one of her favorite things. Bananas, her chia pods. She loves the quinoa mushroom mix that I make every day. Just about every day, but she's completely vegan too. She's never had meat, and the funny thing is she won't even eat the pea protein crumbles. She won't eat them because she said they're nasty. She doesn't like the texture. She's just used to fruits and veggies and nuts. So that's it for now. I'm going to make sure you subscribe. I'm going to have more follow-ups, so we're going to talk about this area more, and I really pray it just inspires you to just try. We can make excuses. It's too expensive, but it's not. I mean, you're gonna spend money on food either way. Let's be creative and just ask the Holy Spirit to help us. All right, I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video.